went to the shopping center to hang out. You know what I mean by hang out? Hang out? That's slang. It's an idiom. If you're not actually hanging, you know, hang out means to just sort of be somewhere with nothing really to do. You know, if you go somewhere with your friends and you know, like to a shopping center or, you know, just walk up and down the street corner, you're just hanging out. Hanging out means that you're just somewhere with nothing special to do, and you're usually with friends. So so anyway, afterwards, all of them went to the shopping center to hang out. He or she or they. We have a they all had a good time when they all went home. Donald said that
he would try to get them together again.
Okay.
Perfect.
Well done. Well done. Now the rule is he, she, or they when the pronoun is being used as a subject. Him, her, them is the pronoun we use when the pronoun is being used as an object. So we have to look at the clause, the sentence or the clause in a sentence, and we have to decide, is this pronoun being used as a subject or is it being used as an object? Now, when you get better at English, you will just know by sound. I haven't sent this to you yet. I couldn't get the internet again to work last night at where I stay. But when I get home this afternoon or after class, I can use the Wi-Fi here and I can send this to you. So you'll get these notes, okay? Now, let me read it to you the wrong way, okay? And you will hear it doesn't sound right. It just doesn't sound right. Donald ran out of coffee. So him went to the 7-Eleven. The girl in the store told he that they were out of coffee. So her suggested that he try Tesco. See, when you hear that, you know it's not right. It just doesn't sound right, does it? But we can be sure of which pronoun to use if we know whether the pronoun is being used as a subject or as an object. So, you feel like you've mastered that? Okay, we'll move on then. You are all quick learners. You are on the ball. On the ball. Now here's some more, what I want to do now is show you some more.
What did you say? Please say it again. On the ball.
On the ball? Oh, that was, we were doing idioms before we started class. On the ball means that you're doing very well. You're very alert, and you are succeeding in what you are trying.
Please spell on.
Mm-hmm. On the ball? You are on the ball, which means that you're paying close attention, you're doing well at what you're supposed to be doing. It's just if you looked at, you know what each of these words means, but because it's an idiom, the meaning is different than what the words would suggest. On the ball. Uh-huh.
It's like a clever or smart.
Well, it means you're clever or that you're doing well.
Doing well.
You're doing well. Uh-huh.
Doing or action or understand, you mean? Doing is mean action to do something or understand in the
Yeah, uh-huh. Yeah. It would mean you could use on the ball like in the case of a class, because you all are when we did the exercise, you got all of the answers correct. So I said, you're on the ball. But if we were doing something, let's say that you're at work and I'm your supervisor and you're doing very well. You work at a store and the customers like you and all of the items in the store are neatly arranged and you never make mistakes with money. I would say, you're on the ball. You're a good employee. Okay, we're going to continue because you did so well with that. Good morning. Good morning.
I'm sorry for my delay.
No problem. No problem. That's another idiom. No problem.
Thank you so much.
Because you did so well with that, we're going to move on to some more irregular verbs. Now remember that when we change a verb from present tense to past tense, the rule is we just add ed. Jump, we make the present tense jump. Jump. Well, if we want to make that past tense, we just add ed. That's what we call a regular verb. A regular verb. But actually, in English, there are more irregular verbs than there are regular verbs. So, and the only way to remember them is just to memorize them. It's like the characters in Chinese. You just have to memorize them. There's no other way. So every so often we'll go over some more irregular verbs. And more irregular verbs. So if we wanted to change fly, fly? If we wanted to change fly, we would not add ed. It would not be flied, F-L-Y-E-D. It becomes flew. We've changed the spelling of the word almost entirely. When we talk about grow, as in grow tall, we don't say growed. No, that's wrong. We say grew. Hold, we don't say holded. We don't add the ed. We say held. And we don't say, if we want to change pay, as in I pay you money, we don't say paid. We say paid. Paid. Lend, you know, like if I want to loan you some money, I wouldn't say lended. I would say lent. So I loan you money, I lend you money, I have lent you money. Spend, like you go to the store to spend money, spent. Say, said. And there's some more. Mean. Mean is a verb of understanding. So I could ask you the question, do you understand what I mean? That would be present tense. Like when I was explaining the rule to you on he and him and her and so on, I said, do you understand what I mean by this rule? That's present tense. Now, if I wanted to refer to what we did in the lesson before, I would say, did you understand what I meant? Past tense. Past tense. Find, past tense is found. Now, because these spellings differ, you just have to remember how to spell them. You just have to know. You just have to remember. Practice. Throw becomes through. Wear, as in the clothes you wear, they become wore. Win, like in a football contest.